Relationships, fashion, trends, and all things topical. She is the content queen.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Time to find out what Kristi's blogging about on Fly 92.3.
All right, Times Union. TimesUnion.com, where you, by the way, can vote for some of your favorite radio personalities.
Oh, that is true.
Their upcoming best of, or your favorite print journalists and bloggers and tweeters and all that stuff. A perennial favorite with us right now, it's Kristi Gustafson Barlette. Good morning, Kristi.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Kristi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. We're talking relationships, and I always like talking relationships because sometimes people are just completely crazy when it comes to dating.
I think that this definitely qualifies as crazy.
Yeah. Well, so what happened was this young woman, she's 21 years old, and she loves Beyonce to the point that her Twitter handle has the end part is Beyonce's name. It's Fergancy, I think is how you pronounce it. And she decided that, being with somebody who shares her passion or at least knows a little bit about Beyonce is important. So she made up a quiz for him. And if he didn't pass the quiz, she says, she was going to break up with him. But if he passed, they were good to go. And he got a 60%. So I guess that's considered passing, although I thought passing was 65%.
I thought he got an 80. I thought he did really well. I could be wrong, though. I looked through it.
The story I read said 60%.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. No.
You should have read. You should have read the cert. You should have read it, Kristi.
No, I think Brian he had to get at least 60%.
I gotcha.
Oh, he had to get.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did very well. But it
He
was
did
all
do
kinds
well.
of questions too. There was mostly Beyonce. There were some pop culture questions, some Jay-Z questions, some concert questions and stuff. Which is just this is just so ridiculous. How old did you say she was, Kristi? Like 21 or something like that?
She's 21, and the interesting thing is they've been together 2.5 years. So I'm not really sure why now she decided to test their compatibility rather than when they first started dating. But she's a young woman.
Yeah,
Well, she did say, I gave my boyfriend a Beyonce exam to make sure we can stay together.
Yeah.
But don't you think
I don't know
though?
why that was the rule.
Like after a couple years with somebody, you shouldn't have to give them a written test. I mean, shouldn't you just be paying attention?
Well, I was going to say not only that, or if she loves Beyonce this much, don't you think that what you love wears off on the other person, even if they're not interested,
Right.
only because they hear you talk about it all the time?
Or maybe this crazy psychotic blonde is so obsessed with Beyonce, she forgot to pay attention to the guy that she's been dating for a couple years, and then had to get a little refresher course on what he knows.
Make sure he was paying attention.
What a ridiculous thing. And you know what's amazing is that it's an interesting story, and people like it. I don't think anybody's taking it too seriously, but I can't believe this went viral. You know what I mean? Like this became a thing.
Oh, it's funny, and she just she tweeted it, she put it on Tumblr, she put it out there, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I think she was just doing it as a joke at first. Hey, look. And of course, because she's a Beyonce fan, she has a lot of Beyonce-type followers. So I think that's how it sprung out.
Yeah.
And then other people like BuzzFeed and whatnot picked up on it. But, we love the ludicrous. We love to share the ludicrous. And I think we can all relate a little bit because we all test the person in our relationship when we're dating to see if we're compatible. Maybe not on paper, but at least conversationally, whether it's subtle or as apparent as this woman did.
But
That
I mean,
is true.
what person though? Like that's the criteria. Beyonce. One of your readers, CJ, had a good line. It's like a Beyonce test. He's like, I take myself out of the running right from the rip. Like I would hand back the test and say, well, this course is not for me.
I'd like to get my money back.
Yeah, I'm going to be enrolling somewhere
so
else.
good.
Is there anything though, Kristi, that you thought about? Whether verbal, obviously not written. I can't see you, making. Having R,
take a test.
Submit a test. But what were some of the things? Like whether it was just things that you had to know about him or perceive about him in order for you guys to move forward?
Well, what's interesting? I was thinking about that this morning, and I'm like, I can't think of a specific thing, that I would have loved that said you would have to love too. Like, I like Dave Matthews, and he likes Dave Matthews, but I'm not some crazy fan about it. But one thing I was thinking is he is hugely passionate about golf. So I think on our first date, if I got there and we were talking golf, and I, said, "Oh yeah, I like golf," but then I didn't know the difference between a 3-wood and a 7-iron, I think that I would have failed that test. I think there's a subtle conversation things because he golfs a lot every year. He's passionate about it, and then I wouldn't know. I mean, my passion, you laugh and you make fun of me all the time, but it's rollerblading.
Which, by the way, there isn't a man,
exercise.
but there's not a man on the planet that will ever pass that test.
Well, I know, but what am I going to say? I want you to explain how ABAC bearings work to me.
Right.
There's nothing you could do. It would be completely ridiculous. He wouldn't want to be with me anymore, let alone want to be with him.
No, but I think that it would be, though, like if you really wanted to get ludicrous on this, you would have to find a man who also enjoys rollerblading.
Yes, I got him to rollerblade for about a week, and that was the end of that many years ago.
But you have your thing, he has his.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. At the first date, do you think mentioning golf is his own way of testing you?
I was trying to think about that. I wonder, because I think that, we're always, obviously you're on a date and you're looking for conversation topics, and obviously you want to find common ground. And then when you think you find common ground, or if something is incredibly important to you and the other person doesn't understand it at all, you might be like, okay, moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You need to find something. If you're passionate about something, you don't want them to completely knock it or be disinterested or be completely clueless.
Yeah, totally.
So
I think it is a subtle test.
Well, that's that's called that's called compatibility. That's called making a relationship work. But I mean, Beyonce's just ridiculous. One of your readers had another good point too. She said, let's see, this gives blondes a bad name. Oh yeah, some guy. I love it. Listen, Kristi, thank you, and we'll talk to you next Thursday. Okay.
All right, bye guys.